Welcome to the TalentGrow Show, where you can get actionable, results-oriented insight and advice on how to take your leadership, communication, and people skills to the next level and become the kind of leader people want to follow. And now, your host and leadership development strategist, Halelly Azulay.
Hey, welcome back to the TalentGrow Show. I'm Halelly Azulay, your leadership development strategist here at TalentGrow. And this is another Ask Halelly episode of the TalentGrow Show, where I answer a question from a listener, a member of my audience at one of my speaking gigs or workshops, or a member of the media. I get lots of questions, so I try to collect those and share my answers with you here. So, of course, you are very invited and encouraged to send me your questions so that I can include your question in a future episode. Most of these workplace situations are not cut and dry, simple, easy peasy, and that's what makes them so tricky. So I would love to hear what you thought. Let me know in the comments in the show notes page, or of course, in any other way that you want to reach out to me via email, voicemail, social media, so that we can get a conversation going. So let's get into it. This time the question says, hey, Halelly, I am a team leader and project manager, and unfortunately, I've noticed that my senior manager plays favorites and gives some of my team members opportunities that others don't get. And I don't know how to handle this situation. What do you suggest? My goodness, that's a tough one. I have a lot of questions, actually, because I need to know more information in order to give you the best advice. For example, why do you think this is happening? Do you have any reason that you can think of, any clues about what the cause could be? Because there could be a lot of different reasons. For example, what's the relationship like between you and the senior manager? Is the senior manager making unilateral decisions about the people who report to you without your input? That's not right. And of course, you play an important role as an intermediary between the team and the senior manager. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been put into that role. And so you have say, and you should have say. So something is definitely off here, but you need to get more curious to learn more about what's going on. Maybe there is an opportunity to ask more questions of the senior manager. Are they sidestepping your input and authority? Is there a trust deficit? Are they questioning your judgment? Are you somehow failing to communicate or maybe ineffectively communicating about the team and your qualifications? In general, I definitely think that you have the right to advocate for your team and for your own authority to influence decisions about your team more directly. And I think, and I suggest that you should talk to the senior manager about the situation and what you're observing, and definitely convey the impact that this is having or could have on your own ability to be seen as a leader by your team, as well as the impact on the team members' current and future level of engagement and motivation as a result of this decision. Because if they feel like you are not the one that they report to, and if they go around your back and feel like they can just have a direct conversation with a senior manager, well, then what purpose do you serve? And this is going to undermine the whole thing. Unfortunately, this actually happened to me back earlier in my career before I started my business, and when I was working for a financial services company. The senior leader who promoted me to team leader was also talking directly to my team members and sometimes making decisions or giving them permission to do things without consulting with me. And this was very difficult for me to deal with because I really did feel like she was undermining my authority, and it called into question my legitimacy. And so I, of course, advocated for myself, and we had a conversation, and things did improve after that. I would caution you, though. Be very aware that you might have blind spots. We all do. So there may be things that you just aren't privy to, information you don't know, information you haven't been aware of, or something else that's going on in the situation that once you become aware of it, or if you understood it differently or better, you actually might say, oh, well, in that case, it's not a problem. Or because of that, I can see why they did it. So you might actually find that you agree with the senior manager or the senior leader's decision to go around you or play favorites or whatever it is that they were doing, given the situation, if you understood it more. So I would say that in the conversation that you have, be careful not to seem like you're making judgments, and careful of jumping to assumptions about guilt, about motive, about intentions. What you want to do is be curious to learn. You want to get information from them that helps you understand the situation differently. And in fact, see it from their perspective and maybe even change your mind about your decision about whether this is the right thing or the wrong thing. You actually could emerge from that situation thinking that your senior leader is right. So once you have this conversation, once you ask more questions, once you look for more clues and evidence, I think that you'll probably be in a situation to make a much better decision about what to do next. And of course, there's so much more I could tell you about what to do next, but I think that that's enough for now. I hope that this is helpful, and let me know how that goes. Well, that's it for the Ask Halelly episode this time. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what you thought. And of course, if you have questions to submit for a future Ask Halelly episode, I'd love to answer those. So I do really want to hear from you. I'm Halelly Azulay, your leadership development strategist here at TalentGrow. And this has been an Ask Halelly episode. I thank you for listening. I really appreciate you. And until the next time, make today great.
Thanks for listening to the TalentGrow Show, where we help you develop your talent to become the kind of leader that people want to follow. For more information, visit talentgrow.com.